People can be quick to judge others without fully understanding who they really are. One such misunderstood personality type is the Sigma. Sigma males are kind of like lone wolves. They do things their own way and don't worry about what others think. But because they're a bit different, people often get the wrong idea about them. They think they know them, but they really don't. So, here are 11 things people commonly get wrong about Sigma males. Number 1. They are not as quiet as you might think. While it's true that they may not always be the life of the party, Sigma males are far from silent. Their quiet demeanor is often mistaken for a lack of things to say, which is far from the truth. Sure, they may not be the loudest in the room or the first to share their thoughts, but this doesn't mean they're always silent. They aren't interested in small talk or idle chatter, but when it comes to in-depth, thoughtful conversations, they're right there in the thick of it. So don't be fooled by their seemingly quiet exterior. Sigma males are reflective, taking time to process their thoughts before expressing them. This thoughtful approach can be mistaken for silence. They are also quite attuned to their surroundings, paying close attention to details others might overlook. So while they might not always voice their thoughts, their minds are constantly buzzing, analyzing, and absorbing information. Being quiet doesn't equate to having nothing to say. Most times, Sigma males are just observing, processing, and waiting for the right moment to share their insights, making their words all the more powerful when they do choose to speak. Number 2. They are not better than other male personalities. The internet is filled with discussions and debates about which male personality type is the best. Sigma males often get caught in this comparison, with claims of their superiority over other types. While they may possess some highly desirable qualities, this isn't a competition. Many men may aspire to be like Sigmas, but that doesn't make them naturally better than others. It depends on individual preferences and values. While one person may argue that being a Sigma is the ideal way to live, another might find fulfillment in being an alpha or beta male. It's all subjective and personal. You'll be amazed by how many guys are happy being a beta male, for instance. They don't wish to be at the top because such a position comes with a lot of responsibilities and expectations. Should we judge that person? Absolutely not. Just like a jungle needs all kinds of animals to maintain balance, society also needs the diversity of different personalities. Imagine a world where everyone is an alpha or sigma. It would be chaotic, even if it sounds exciting. Number 3. They are not always lone wolves. The term lone wolf refers to people who live in solitude or love solitude, but that's only part of their story. The concept behind the lone wolf personality was based on observing the behavior of wolves. But most wolves, just like people, are social creatures. They tend to stick with their respective packs, rarely leaving the group. However, some wolves decide to go off on their own and live life on their own terms. Being a lone wolf isn't a bad thing, but not every Sigma needs to be a lone wolf. Some find strength in the company of like-minded individuals and appreciate bonds based on mutual respect and understanding. A Sigma doesn't automatically have to cut ties with the world to prove he's one. And just because a Sigma isn't at the forefront doesn't mean he must be a loner. Sigma men can be surrounded by a network of friends and acquaintances, but they won't try hard to blend in. The main difference is that they don't seek validation or acceptance from others. While it's true that they are comfortable in their own company and don't shy away from embracing solitude, it doesn't mean they're always alone or want to be. They're selective and discerning about the company they keep, preferring quality over quantity. It's all about finding inner peace, not about becoming a total hermit. This understanding of a Sigma male's preference for solitude over socializing is often misinterpreted, leading to the inaccurate label of a lone wolf. Number 4. They don't always doubt others. It's often believed that these individuals are naturally skeptical and always second-guess others. While they are generally self-sufficient and prefer to rely on their own judgment, they are not inherently mistrustful of others. They do evaluate situations and people carefully, given their reflective nature and preference for deep thinking. However, this shouldn't be mistaken for unnecessary skepticism or continuous doubt. It's more about thorough analysis and understanding than questioning someone's credibility without reason. Like anyone else, Sigma males can build trust and form lasting connections. Their independent nature doesn't mean they dismiss others' inputs or perspectives. They value honesty, authenticity, and genuine interactions. If they sense these qualities in people, they can extend their trust. So the notion that these guys always doubt others is a myth. They may be cautious and observant, but they're not cynical doubters. Number 5. They are not necessarily rebellious. We live in a world where conformity is often expected and celebrated. So when someone goes against the norm, they are seen as rebellious or non-conforming. It doesn't matter if we know nothing about them or the story behind the decisions they make. People point fingers and create assumptions as if being different is a bad thing. The same goes for Sigma males, who often get labeled as rebels or outcasts because they don't conform to societal expectations. But in reality, most of them aren't deliberately trying to go against the grain. It's just not a priority for them. They focus on living their lives according to their values and principles, rather than following predetermined norms. So while they may not fit into society's definition of normal, that doesn't make them rebellious. They are simply true to themselves and their beliefs, which we should all strive for regardless of our personality type. It's not about fitting in or standing out. It's about being authentic to oneself. But when you do follow your own path, it's natural to stand out and draw attention, even if that's not the intention. People are wired to notice anything that deviates from the norm. So when someone tries to come up with an idea that doesn't align with the majority's thinking, they're bound to be labeled as rebels or outcasts. It's like the experiments with the monkeys and the banana ladder. When a monkey tried to get a forbidden banana, all the other monkeys would attack it because that's what they were conditioned to do. Even when new monkeys replaced the original ones, the same behavior continued without anyone knowing why. Similarly, society often follows certain patterns without questioning their origin or validity. So when a Sigma deviates from these patterns, he may be seen as a rebel or oddity, even if his actions are completely rational and justifiable. Number 6. They are not immune to criticism or self-doubt. There's no such thing as a person immune to criticism or self-doubt. Not even Sigma males, who may seem like they have everything together from the outside. Just like anyone else, they have their moments of uncertainty and can question their self-worth. Their independent nature and tendency to keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves may give the impression that they are always confident and unaffected by the opinions of others. However, that's not always the case. They feel the sting of criticism just as much as the next person. The difference lies in how they handle it. Sigmas view criticism as an opportunity for personal growth and improvement rather than a personal attack. They are good at taking a step back, analyzing the situation objectively, and extracting valuable lessons from it. As for self-doubt, it's a part of human nature, and Sigma males are no exception. They may have periods of introspection where they question their actions and decisions, but they generally use these moments of self-doubt as a driving force to push forward and improve themselves, rather than letting it pull them into a cycle of negativity. So don't assume that Sigma men are always brimming with confidence. They too have their moments of vulnerability and doubt. Number 7. Not all of them are highly intelligent. People often associate these men with above-average intelligence, likely due to their reflective nature and tendency to analyze situations deeply. However, painting all of them with a highly intelligent brush is a widespread myth. Intelligence comes in different forms, and while some Sigmas may excel in areas such as analytical thinking or problem-solving, Others might shine in social intelligence or emotional intelligence. Sigma males, like any other group, have a diverse range of intellectual capabilities. They are not a monolithic group with identical IQ scores. Although they can be deep thinkers and contemplative, it doesn't mean they're all geniuses in the traditional sense. Intelligence is a complex concept not solely defined by introspection or a preference for solitude. While many Sigma men may possess above-average intelligence, it's not a defining feature of their personality. The perception of intelligence is highly subjective. What one person considers intelligent, another might not. These individuals are often seen as intelligent because they do not conform to societal norms and choose to engage in their unique interests and pursuits, making them seem different or wise beyond their years. Yet this doesn't mean they are all highly intelligent. Like everyone else, they have their strengths and weaknesses, their areas of expertise, and their gaps in knowledge. Number 8. They don't hate people. There's a misconception that those who are introverted or less socially active dislike people, and this stereotype extends to Sigma males. However, this is far from the truth. They don't hate people. They simply value their alone time and prefer to be selective in their social interactions. Choosing to spend time in solitude or not actively seeking out social engagements isn't a reflection of their feelings toward others. It's actually a manifestation of their preference for deep, meaningful relationships over superficial interactions. They're not opposed to socializing. They just prefer to do it on their own terms. Sigma males thrive in low-drama, authentic environments. It's not that they avoid people. They merely avoid pointless small talk, drama, and insincerity. They can enjoy social interactions as long as they perceive them as genuine and meaningful. It's all about quality, not quantity. Number 9. They are not all the same. Just as no two people are alike, it's a misconception to think that all Sigma males are the same. This stereotype often comes up because people make generalizations without having all the facts or a full understanding. Each person, Sigma or not, carries unique experiences, values, and perspectives that shape their behavior and personality. The Sigma categorization includes a range of individuals who value independence and introspection, but this doesn't mean they all act or think the same way. Some might be more reserved, while others could be more outspoken in smaller groups. They might share certain tendencies, like a preference for solitude, but their interests, passions, and ways of expressing themselves can vary greatly. So don't box every Sigma into the same mold. While there are commonalities among them, each one is a distinct individual with their own quirks and complexities. Of course, this applies to any personality type, not just Sigma males. Number 10. They are not always unemotional. Just because these individuals don't openly express their emotions doesn't mean they don't experience them. They feel joy, sadness, love, and anger just like anyone else. However, Sigma males process their feelings internally rather than display them for all to see. They might not cry at a movie or laugh out loud at a joke, but that doesn't mean they're not moved or amused. They just express their emotions in a quieter, more reserved manner. This reserved nature often leads to the assumption that they are unfeeling or cold, which they are already used to. The lack of outward expression doesn't equate to lack of emotion. Everyone has their own unique way of handling emotions, and for these men, it often involves private processing. So don't be quick to label them as unemotional. They are simply more discreet in expressing their feelings. Number 11. They are not boring. Just because Sigma males are introverted and quiet doesn't mean they're boring. Their reflective nature and tendency to stray off the beaten path often leads them to have a unique and diverse range of interests. They might not be the life of the party, but their minds are a whirlwind of ideas and thoughts that can add depth to any conversation. Their independence and self-reliance often take them on interesting adventures, Whether traveling to new places or pursuing unconventional hobbies, they may not crave attention or the spotlight, but that doesn't mean they are uninteresting. These men are often the ones in a group coming up with the best ideas for a weekend away or a spontaneous thing to do. They are just as capable of having a good time and enjoying new experiences as anyone else, but they prefer doing it on their own terms, and because they don't need to constantly entertain others or seek validation from them, they can be quite comfortable in their own company.